Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. I'm Wildman Wes, and welcome to our final day of What's Your Poison's 24 Beers of Christmas. Well, only one left. Oh my gosh, it has been a ride, as I've said before. We've had some good ones, not so good ones. Really haven't had many on the naughty side, except for one. Oh my! From Riverlands Brewing Company out in St. Charles, we have Minty Little Christmas Mint Cookie Stout. Okay. Riverlands is known for a lot of things. Very much like Pipeworks, they do a lot of IPAs, but they have had some sours and some lagers that have been just amazing. And I can already smell the mint on this stout right now. And oh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at that carbonation. It's like, they look like little sugar beads. I love that. And oof, what a way to end this Advent beer calendar. It's 8%. Oh, that's gonna be great. All right, gotta add a little bit more. Okay. Getting that mint, chocolate, dark. Oh, okay. I can't wait. I gotta drink. It tastes like York peppermint patties, and similar to an Andy's mint. Oh god, hang on. Oh. Yes, I just pulled an Archer Sumi. I am torn because I want to say this is nice, and I also want to say this one is naughty. So I'm breaking a rule. Hefe, do not judge me. I'm gonna say this is nighty. This is nighty. The only beer that we're gonna review that gets the other, judgment. And nighty is good because it's really great, but it has a naughty side. And this, So remember, kiddies, if you're looking for something to leave out for Santa tonight, make sure if you give him some cookies, give him a little minty little Christmas mint cookie stout. You'll be glad you did. Now that we've done our beer portion of this review, it is time to, once again, jump over to Becca's side, and we are going to give you a movie review that will hopefully warm your heart just as much as this does. We'll see you in a bit. Alright, so we are back over on the Iowa side with my girl Becca.
Hi.
So today, to finish off the 24 Beers of Christmas with a movie review, we're going to be talking about 2004's The Polar Express. Alright, so I was getting out of, I was probably, freshman, sophomore in college when this came out. She's a couple years younger than me, but hey, it's all good. But we relived this movie and mixed reviews. But we're gonna talk about what the movie is about. It is based off a book. I'm trying to remember the name of the author. Do you remember?
No idea. I was so young when I read it.
Drawing a blank. But anyways, rubble. So the story is about this young boy who has been kind of on the fence about whether or not Santa exists. And one night on Christmas Eve, he hears a train rolling up outside of his house. Exactly. And the conductor saying it's going to the North Pole, and he's sitting there like, well, I don't know if I want to go, but eventually curiosity comes about him and he gets on the train. There's a bunch of other kids on there, and a lot of them are pretty much excited about the concept of Santa and the North Pole. Chances are, I'm not sure, but there's a good chance maybe some of these kids have been there before, and maybe it's just they're reliving it. I don't know, because there's certain characters that say things that you go, wait.
But you've been there before?
Yeah. So it kind of throws you off a little bit. However, as the story progresses, there is a young boy that debates whether or not he's going to get on the train, and the hero boy, as they call him in the cast, tries to get him onto the train. One of the girls on the train that's, there talking with him for a bit, loses her ticket, and then she might be ejected from the train, and then the boy tries to go and make sure that she doesn't, and then a whole lot of chaos ensues to the point where eventually everything's fine. They get to the North Pole, they meet Santa, and yeah, that's pretty much the movie. Yeah, it's all about believing and seeing is believing, and yeah. That's about it. I mean, this is kind of a throwaway on Christmas Eve, and I apologize. I really do.
I remember reading the book when I was a kid, and I remember the book being really cool.
Okay, because I'd heard.
I was excited to relive the movie because I haven't watched it probably since it came out, which I was in middle school probably. I graduated 2008, so it might have been my freshman year of high school, maybe.
I feel old now.
I'm a baby.
I'm rubbing the cradle. Alright, so now it's time to talk about what we like and what we don't like about the Polar Express. Let's start off with what we like. I'll go first. I mean, the voice cast, for the most part, a lot of names I wasn't familiar with. Tom Hanks being pretty much the voice of the conductor, the voice of Santa Claus, the voice of quite a few other characters. This man was going full overtime and overhaul, pun intended. And, you know, he did a great job in this one. I really do. There's another voice actor in this movie, but that's going to be on the latter of the like and dislike. But the story is great. I mean, it warms your heart. It definitely makes you want to believe if you ever start having those doubts as a kid. It's just, maybe it's like one of those fever dreams you would want to have as a kid that, you know, obviously, physically going to the North Pole, yeah, survival is probably drops down to 0. I mean, unless, you know, phony, tough, and crazy brave situation, but still, it's definitely one of those believer movies, and you know, it's cool. I like that.
No, it has a good story. The way it brings the magic about, I guess is the best way to say it. Especially coming, you know, where the kid's at that age where is Santa real, is Santa not real, and they really do bring it into a way that makes even an adult want to believe. Which, I believe in Santa.
So do I.
So, there's that. But as far as what we don't like...
You first on this one. I started it, so you finish it.
Okay, for one, I don't like the animation style. That alone made it really hard for me to even pay attention to the movie, because like the movement of the mouth and facial expressions didn't always match with the voice characters. I didn't feel, which just annoys the crap out of me. There's some of the characters that I'm just like, really, why? And you can go on further on that one.
No, I'm going to agree with Becca on this one because this movie came out in 2004, so a lot of CGI movies had already been developed, and I mean, like movies like Shrek from DreamWorks, I mean, Toy Story with Pixar, I mean, animation of this style from computer generated, literally there is no excuse at this point because this movie literally looked like it should have been cutscenes from like an early PlayStation 2 game. And it threw me off a lot. And she brings up, just kind of like I mentioned about, I love Tom Hanks in this movie. However, the character of Know-It-All played by Eddie freaking Deason, the only movie I've ever tolerated him in was Grease playing, you know, Eugene the Nerd. But he doesn't say much and he's not in the movie very often. So it's like, yeah, that's how I tolerate him. But everything else, I mean, Tim Conway, if you're up there in heaven right now, I'm sure you can agree when you were doing Dorm. So yeah. Oh, that was a doozy.
It's a character I could have done without.
Yeah. Okay, now it's time to grade this. So this is gonna be tough.
I'm going with a C.
A C? Okay. Okay, Becca. Okay, Becca. For me, Spirit of the Holidays. Oh, I'll give it a C+. Just because I'm in that holiday spirit. I'm not going to knock the movie completely because of Know-It-All, but Tom Hanks saved this movie. He did.
I just remember the book being so good and the movie just fell so flat for me. that, like, I'll give it a C because I love the story that goes behind it. I really struggled to sit through this movie.
Yeah, I mean, reliving it, I agree with that one. I mean, I would rather read the book now that, you know, she recommends, and I've never read the book, so I would probably like to do that. However, when it comes to the film adaptation, it's hard to say just a one and done. I mean, if you don't say we didn't warn you, I guess. I mean, you could try, but if you turn it off, I mean, that's your discretion. I mean,
I'm not going to be upset if you shut it off partway through and just go, meh, I'll go find the book instead.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this quick review of the Polar Express and the previous beer. Make sure you leave a thumbs up if you like it. If you didn't agree, you can leave a thumbs down, and that's totally cool. But you know what? If you haven't read the book, take Becca's advice and go read that book. Otherwise, make sure you share on social media. Most importantly, push that little red button to get that algorithm up. Also, make sure you check out our boy Hefe on Beer You, Beer Me. Hefe, thank you so much for being a part of the first half of this. We miss you. We love you. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Becca, thank you for being a part of some of these reviews as always. And you know what, folks?
Thank you for doing this with us.
Yeah. All right, spoiler alert, folks. We're talking about this with everybody on social media soon, but we figure next year, during Christmas time, it's not just going to be the two of us. We've got a little one coming in June, so yeah.
Everybody wait for Charlotte coming soon.
Yeah, another little wild one.
Little Wes.
Little Wes. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Merry Christmas.